In this video, I'm going to share with you why Shiva does not like Archangel Metatron. If you're new to my channel, in 2022, I had a visitation while I was sitting in my chair in my garage from a being that was floating above the ground with his legs crossed, 4 arms, blue skin, black hair, and had a cobra on his shoulder. And he started performing this healing on me where his hands started moving so fast I couldn't even see them. Stopped looking at these invisible hands. I looked at the cobra, and as soon as I locked eyes on it, I started seeing all these images of my childhood where I had a cobra statue and I was being shown that this individual was my higher self. At the time, I had absolutely no idea who this was, and after doing some research, I realized that this was Shiva. Then I had an out-of-body experience where I found myself in space, and the next thing I know, Shiva appears as a glowing white being. Now, in order to understand Shiva's frustration, you need to know what's kind of going on in the cosmos. I often think biblical times is when things happened, but I can assure you things are still going on. When it comes to spiritual teachings, you may have heard things like Gaia put out this distress signal, or God put out this distress signal for light workers and starseeds to come to planet Earth to help bring balance. But the truth was, it was Archangel Michael who put out the distress call for these individuals to come to this planet to bring balance. However, Archangel Michael is kind of like a manager. It was him who came up with the idea, but there's a large amount of beings working underneath him that take care of bringing the souls to planet Earth. And one of the major beings involved with that is Archangel Metatron. And from what Shiva has learned is that Archangel Metatron is a lying, conniving, deceiving, arrogant piece of you-know-what. And he will say anything that needs to be said in order to get souls to incarnate here, and that includes lying, deception, and manipulation. And you also have to understand that over 75% of light workers that come to this planet do not succeed. And if you knew how many of their souls turn to the darkness and the consequences that were involved, and the reason for this is because nobody really wants to incarnate here. No one knows the energy, what it's really going to be like down here, because you're in a place of unconditional love. You have to be talked into coming here. You know, I know there's false teachings like Dolores Cannon, and I really think people should just focus on her energy and feel what comes up. Like, do you get reptilian energy at all? There's this big lie that you lined up to come here, and then you have this it creates this discord within you. You're like, why would I ever come here? And you try to convince yourself that you came here, so you should just be happy. But the truth is, you were lied to, swindled, and deceived into coming here. If you are a light worker, starseed, most likely, I don't like to group everything as one truth. Okay, there are exceptions, but there are a large amount of people who are here that are like, why the fuck am I here? This is not what I signed up for. Now it makes sense, right? And what I've come to learn is that the Galactic Federation is working with Archangel Metatron and is under his influence. And from what Shiva has seen, he is so displeased with what the Galactic Federation has allowed to take place right under their nose and the agreements that they've made. And after Shiva appeared on the Galactic Federation ship and basically told them that many of these members were going to be held accountable for humanity and the suffering and the state that it's in, all of a sudden there was this big split in the Galactic Federation. And the reason why this is continuing to go on is because there's certain individuals that are heavily involved with the evolution of planet Earth, and there's ego involved, and they don't want to admit to themselves that the plan that has been going on for so long has been a failing one, and there needs to be drastic changes. If you want to hear another reason why Shiva does not like Metatron, go check out my profile. The last video I posted, Paranormal Stories part, can't remember, whatever it was, the last one I posted. That's another reason why Shiva doesn't like Metatron. Over 63,000 followers. Just want to say thank you to everyone for the support. Would love to see you over at YouTube at Saved by an Angel, Instagram at AshSam888. That's all I got. smash the like, and we'll see you in the next one.